Hi, I'm Mikhail Zlatkovsky, Program Manager in Visual Studio. In this video, I will show you how to create Office customizations using Visual Studio 2013 with a focus on apps for Office. For those of you who are not familiar with apps for Office, apps provide a new way to create customizations for Office 2013 and the cloud. Apps are based in web technologies, which means that it's easier to reuse your existing JavaScript libraries, to reuse existing web services you might have, and to reuse your existing web development skills. So let's get started and see how we can create an app for Office using Visual Studio 2013. Here I have Visual Studio running on Windows 8.1, and I'm going to create a new project. Now, for those of you who are existing Office developers, you will see your familiar VSTO templates right here. And in fact, if you switch to .NET Framework 4.0, you'll see templates for Office 2010 as well. But for this demo, let's go ahead and create an app for Office. Now, apps for Office come in several flavors. Task pane apps are apps that are docked alongside your Office documents. So you can think of the navigation pane in Word, for instance, as a task pane app. Content apps, meanwhile, are part of the document. You can think of charts in Excel as an example of that. And finally, mail apps are apps that appear alongside your email for contextual information. So for example, if an email has an address in it, a mail app might parse the address and display a map. For this demo, let's just create a task pane app, and I'll go ahead and click Finish. Once the app is created, you can see we have two projects here. One project is the Office Manifest project, which contains metadata about the project. But the project you'll work with the most is the web project, which contains your HTML code, your CSS code, and of course the JavaScript. When an app wants to interact with Office, it uses the Office JavaScript object model. And so, for instance, this line here is going to go and get the selected data from the Office client and return it to the app. So now let me run this app. When I click Run, Excel will launch, and the task pane is going to be already embedded in the document. Now that Excel is running, I can go ahead and test out the app's functionality. So for example, if I type Hello World here, I can go, click Get Data from Selection, and here it is appearing in my task pane app. Now, one cool thing about apps for Office is that they work across multiple Office hosts. So for example, let's say I tested it out in Excel, and now I want to test out the same app exactly as is running in Word. I can go and select the Office project, and under Start Action, choose another host, in this case, Microsoft Word. And then when I hit Start, the exact same app will be running inside of Microsoft Word. Naturally, breakpoints work as well. So for example, if I want to go and put a breakpoint here after the async call has been executed, I can go put a breakpoint, and then when I click Get Data from Selection, the breakpoint executes. And I can also see all of the default debugging experience you'd expect. So for instance, being able to do quick hovers over the text, being able to do the watch window, and so forth. Debugging JavaScript is great, but of course, if you're going to be debugging apps for Office and HTML content, you also want to be able to debug the HTML. With Visual Studio 2013, we have a new and improved DOM Explorer experience. So you can see there's a DOM Explorer tab, and if it wasn't here, you could also go and call it out from the Quick Launch menu. With the DOM Explorer, I can go ahead and as I hover over the elements in my DOM, see them in the live running app. Similarly, I can go and actually highlight a particular section and see the DOM that it stands for. So for example, if I wanted to set a different style on a particular element, I can go and create a different background. For example, background gold, here it is on the button, and I can turn off the highlighting, and I can see what that would look like. And of course, with this being a web project, you're not limited just to HTML and JavaScript code. For example, I could go ahead and right-click, add a new Web API controller. what this would allow me to do is be able to write C# code for some of the more computation-intensive logic, and then be able to dispatch these requests from the JavaScript code via AJAX to the C# code to do the actual processing. So let's say I'm done creating my app and I want to publish it. I can right-click on the Office project, click Publish, and what I get is a guided experience for publishing the app. So let's create a publishing profile first. If I'm already publishing to Windows Azure, the simplest thing is just to import a publishing profile, and you can go and click on one of these links to download your publishing profile. Once you're within Azure, you will see that you can just go and click Download here, and then import that file into Visual Studio. I've already done it, so here's my publishing profile. And when I click Finish, this imports all of the credentials to be able to publish directly into Azure. So now I can simply click here to deploy the web project. You can see that the connection string and everything has already been pre-filled. I can get a beautiful preview experience as well. So in this case, I already have an app running, but you'll see that this template is a little bit different than what I have currently running. And so some of the elements will be updated. When I click on one of these, I can even get a beautiful diff experience to show me what it is that I currently have versus what it is that will get deployed. So once I would click Publish, the web content would get deployed. From there, I can go and package the app. Package the app right here. And then all I need to do is specify that this will be an HTTPS location. Once I do that, a manifest file will get generated. And this is the manifest that I would upload either to the store or to my corporate catalog to be able to give it to the users of my organization. Also, as part of the publishing, I could perform a quick validation check. And this will go and check whether the manifest will get submitted to the store. And this can give me a couple of alerts that, for instance, my icon URL has not been included yet. The support URL has also not been specified in the manifest. And so this would give me a quick way to make these changes before I go through the submittal process. I hope this whets your appetite for creating apps for Office using Visual Studio 2013. Please check out dev.office.com or our blog for more information. And thanks for watching.